It's one of the largest camps for the internally displaced. Thousands of Afghans who fled fighting in areas across the country have come here to live in relative safety. Services in the camp, which is on the outskirts of the capital Kabul, are limited. People here don't have much hope conditions will soon improve. Taza Gul shares this shelter with his family. After living as a refugee in neighboring Pakistan for more than 30 years, he, his wife, children and grandchildren returned to their ancestral village in the northern Kunduz province last year. A short while later, Taliban forces seized control of the area.
I can't go back to my home village. It was destroyed in the fighting. My entire life is wasted because of war. My life is wasted because of all this bloodshed.
The leaders of neighboring Uzbekistan say they want to help put an end to the nearly 17-year war. President Shavkat Mirziyoyev has invited the Taliban and Afghan governments to the Uzbek capital as part of efforts to encourage peace talks. Afghan President Ashraf Ghani and Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov are taking part in the summit. Representatives from the UN, EU, and many of the world's top diplomats have also been invited, but it's unclear if they or the Taliban will go.
Looking at the role of Uzbekistan, their impartial role, their very positive role, and their positive diplomatic relations with the regional countries and the great powers, so they can do it, and hope Uzbekistan's conference will result something and put much pressure on the supporters of Taliban and the Taliban themselves.
While attempts at talks struggle to get started, violence continues to affect much of Afghanistan. Kabul has suffered some of the worst attacks in recent weeks. There have been several suicide bombings linked to the Taliban, which have killed dozens of people. In February, President Ashraf Ghani offered the Taliban recognition as a legitimate political group as part of a proposed process he said could lead to meaningful talks. But the offer coincided with a sharp increase in U.S.-led airstrikes. The White House says its strategy is to use force to pressure the Taliban to the negotiating table. A strategy that doesn't appear to be working. The Taliban continues to control or contest much of the country, and there is limited hope the talks in Uzbekistan or elsewhere will change much on the ground. Imtiaz, Tyab, Al Jazeera.